Yoke is back. Yoke is back. Yoke is back. Yoke is back.
Generation Next.
Yoke is back.
Yoke is back.
Welcome to Yoke.
Yoke is back.
So, welcome to the show, ALFRED HSING. This is HSING for folks listening on podcasts only.
Silent H.
Silent H. Alfred, so welcome to the show. You are a stunt coordinator / stunt performer / actor. How long have you been doing this for?
/ producer / director.
I'm joking.
I've been, I mean, the short answer is probably my whole life.
Okay.
You know, because I grew up loving film, loving Jackie Chan and Jet Li movies. And so I think subconsciously that got me into just performance in general. So when I was a kid, I did theater, plays, I just like to be active and kind of on stage or on screen in any capacity. Mm-hmm. And similarly, I also liked martial arts. You know, I loved some of the original, OG Jackie Chan, Jet Li films like Police Story, Tai Chi Master. I also loved, the original Karate Kid. Mm-hmm. I was doing the crane kick, sure.
Wait, did you grow up in the States or you grew up overseas?
I grew up in the Bay Area, San Jose. And anyways, yeah, so I think it wasn't like a conscious choice, like, oh, I want to do acting or I want to do martial arts. It's just, I think I loved those films so much that I just wanted to get close to whatever that was, getting close to what I admired and what I thought was really cool, as a kid. And because of that, I became more and more passionate about performance, in general, which could be martial arts, could be on stage, could also be, like comedy or sketches or on screen, even with a camcorder, with friends kind of thing. Okay, so all of that, and I continued to stay connected with it from elementary school, high school, college, and then kind of like it got more serious, like in a career professional level, post college / post. I did do the corporate working world for about 2 years, but after that, it was kind of full steam ahead into like what we know now as like mainstream film and like kind of Hollywood projects. But prior, it was just passion and interest, and I just did it for fun. Didn't think it would really go anywhere specific, or I didn't have that intent with it.
Okay.
What corporate job?
I worked in the finance industry.
Oh, that's good to know though. For
yeah,
your business, because you are your own business.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. It absolutely gives you kind of certain like business experience and skills, but it was at a big four accounting firm. It was kind of audit, consulting, that world of things. Yeah, and honestly, it was nice. I'm not hating on that world. It was nice to be in an environment with like peers right out of college. It was a good experience, but ultimately, like, it wasn't in my bones. Like, obviously, the second I did martial arts related stuff, the passion scale was just so much higher, and so there was something that actively drew me to it, as opposed to the work, the corporate work that I had was interesting, but it was just like a job for me. And once I did anything that was related to performance, martial arts, all of that, the passion inside, the fire like burned, and I knew that's really the path that I had to take.
Okay. You transform yourself from the martial arts. You're like, oh, hey, maybe I can do acting or stunt acting, like stunt doubling. Like, how did you come to that realization? And did somebody see you and say, hey, like a lot of people when they see actors in a bank or whatever,
like on the street, like, hey, you be an actor.
Yeah. So did they see your work while you're did they I don't know, Instagram era or whatever?
I see what you're saying.
Did they see you and then you started it and you go, maybe I'll get paid that way, when the competition get paid. stuff.
No, you know what? It was never. I mean, I always did feel like I was striving, working hard, of course, but it never felt like I was like, oh, let me just do acting or let me just do this. It did overall my path. Again, there's been hard work, struggles, and obstacles as well, but
Like what? What's your name one struggle? Name one struggle.
well, okay. I mean, I think that oftentimes
That's not money.
right. I would say oftentimes, again, there has been struggle, but yeah, oftentimes people view this one or the other thing where it's like you either do stunts or you do acting, and it goes in both communities. It all falls under entertainment. So the entertainment community largely still respects one another, like, oh, you're a great actor, or wow, my stunt double, without him I couldn't have done this, and like, oh, Jackie Chan, like he's so athletic and did all these great movies, like respect to stuntmen. Overall, of course, broadly there's a respect for one another, but kind of deeper, just deep seated in the industry, and and maybe things are changing, et cetera, but anyways, definitely at one point in time, the general kind of the general vibe of the stunts, like people who are authentically, legitimately like professional stunt people, there is or was a connotation that if you focus too much on acting, then, and I'm kind of just generalizing, so definitely not to overanalyze this, but I'm trying to create the atmosphere that's felt kind of that I've felt is if you're hey, you came here, we're doing stunts, but you're putting it out there that you're trying to act as well. If you happen to just be a good actor, and then that's fine, but if you're really trying to be an actor, there does feel like, hey, like there's an actor's mentality versus like a stunt professional, like stunt professional, like you need to be focused, you have to be like, safety comes first. It's not me in my trailer having like a hot chocolate, like we have to be on point, safety's on line, like when you're punching or throwing a movement, you need to be just inches away from precision, et cetera, et cetera. So like ultimately there is this kind of an obstacle that if it is out there, or you put it out there, or like just what people feel this vibe that, hey, like, are you pursuing the acting realm?
Wow.
Then it takes away from the kind of potential in their minds, like your seriousness towards being a stunt person, and that which could potentially affect safety. So that's kind of the general vibe in that, which there is some change in it, because sometimes we do want stunt people that can at least perform on screen, because sometimes for a supporting part, or like two guys come in and take the leading lady away, and they're like, hey, get down, like we need to arrest you, or whatever it is. They're not always going to hire an actor and a double, so sometimes they do want like that 2-in-1,
And you get paid twice.
no, you get paid as like a performer.
No, but wait to get a line, you get like.
Oh, you don't get paid twice.
That's what I thought, because there are some projects that I saw on IMDb where you were listed both as a stunt performer and an actor, but I was going to ask you that. Can you get paid as both?
No, you're usually hired with. No, if you have lines, you're probably hired. It depends on the project, but if you're doing a SAG TV or film or whatever, principal, you're hired on a SAG daily contract or a weekly contract, and your contract is for your role, or whatever your role is. If your role is triad number 2, and triad number 2 has 4 or 5 lines, that's fine. They could give triad number 2 a name. It could be like Gilbert Wang, and he comes in for a scene or two, and like fights one of the actors. They push him down, he falls, he hits into a car. But if he comes back, he becomes a recurring character. Like, oh, Gilbert Wang, like he performs. He's from a thug to became like an officer now,
Or an accountant.
But regardless, he's still, whether he's throwing punches or deliver dialogue,
me.
it's one. Well, no, I mean, if you think of it as like an actor, Jason Statham, for example, he's paid. Well, he probably has his, negotiate some. But regardless, even if it's a lesser known name, he's gonna, like, let's say an actor gets a action role. They're gonna act and they're gonna maybe shoot someone or fight. They're still doing physical stuff, but when it comes to something that they can't do, ultimately we need to get the shot, like, in the best way possible at the highest level. So if he blocks, punches, kicks, and hey, that's good already, and maybe someone throws a punch at him, he reacts. But the next move is that someone blindsides him and hits him over a railing that's a 20-foot drop. That's most likely going to be a stunt guy. But hey, that actor is, if he's a guest star or co-star on a procedural or on some TV series, he's getting like his daily rate.
But a weekly rate.
Or depends, yeah.
That means they give him the actors, you guys, they pay you guys like the weekly. They can get you for whatever. And
Well, I mean, there's a limit, if you're acting and you don't feel comfortable with it, or like
Yeah.
you can't do it. It's not they can.
or the
get
car
you.
scenes,
Yeah, it's not they
That's the
to get.
difference.
Yeah, no, that's what the job of the stunt coordinator is
Hobby.
to determine what is the capability of the actor, what is not, like, and even if the actor is very capable, if it's still a higher risk, like, movement or situation, then we're gonna have the double in, because if, again, like the whole Tom Cruise situation, if like the main actor or a person
Yeah,
gets injured,
that.
it affects like filming.
whole-
Yeah,
the whole crew.
yeah, and also to kind of like cut back in also the I spoke on the obstacles of a stunt person who kind of shows outward, like, kind of, oh, you're also an actor, like, what are you, kind of that. But on the flip side, in the film, or sorry, yeah, just in the whole, in that the acting side of things, if a director primarily knows you as a stunt person, again, I don't want to speak for everyone, but there was definitely an era, or there's some kind of general, like, there is an atmosphere of this as well, that I know you as a stuntman, stunt professional. So therefore, you automatically must not really be a good actor. Like,
That's terrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, like, I don't see you as that. I see you as a guy that doesn't really speak, like, like grunts and those punches and like,
So you guys
like,
never say ow.
no, that's your generalizing.
That doesn't-
Oh yeah, exactly. So,
No, you never say.
so you're seen in a certain way because it's good and bad, because it's good because like you're so respected that like they see you as like a machine, like
yeah.
this guy could probably do a 720 twist, fall, and we could shoot that like 15 different times if we need. He's made out of metal, like it's like he's a stuntman, like he's indestructible.
horrible.
But we're still human, like the more reps we do, the increased like odds for getting hurt. On top of that, like, oh, can he act like which hey, if they didn't audition you, they wouldn't know. So I'm not speaking ill of that. I'm just saying there is kind of an air of that. So some stunt people, or people that let me walk that back. Some people that are very capable, they're high level martial artists. They have done stunts in big films, but when they want to make this turn in their lives, or like kind of the transition, I've always loved movies. I want to have a great role and be taken as a serious actor. And obviously, if they're not in need of just like scraping by and getting a job, like if they're in a comfortable position and they want to make the transition, and not even comfortable, but if they want to make the dive into pure acting, many will like walk away from stunts, or at least for the most part, not really openly
Advertise.
the stunt aspect. And hey, like I can move, I can fight, but I'm an actor. Like, so that those
Actor first, and then
that word gymnastics, it seems to be, it's important, because when someone only really knows you from either a quick audition tape or a quick hello, like a 5-minute thing, they're gonna latch onto what they hear. Stuntman, oh great, hey, he can fall and fight. Well, we'll think of him for that only. oh, actor. Okay, cool. Like this guy's probably very, you know, he takes improv classes. He's very, you know, in touch with his emotions. But if I ask him to get push kicked into a wall, like he might not be able to handle that. So like, let me, as a stunt coordinator, let me find someone that is 100% dedicated to stunts and not some other stuff, you know? So anyways, again, much of a generalization. Some people definitely see past that, and if they know you on a personal level, they know you can do the job, then you're good, you know, you're professional either way. It's just, ultimately, it is more rare to be able to like put your full focus and full kind of intent behind mastering one craft and then yet mastering another, you know? So it's like, you wouldn't expect like a Michelin chef to also be an Olympic like something, because those are two crafts that you have to master.
Train.
Yeah.
How to train.
It can be done, right? But you wouldn't.
You have to forego one, though. You have to forego one a little bit.
That's kind of, well, like, again, it'll be a time trade-off. So I think that's how people kind of see it. Like, how could you be at the highest level on both, you know? And so it is possible, but it might be rare, or it might be the right combination of elements, or we might need the specific look and specific.
Well, at least your health insurance will be cheaper.
Exactly.
Then you go ahead.
Now let's go. Yes. Quickly go over some of the projects you've worked on.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Let's talk about Book of Boba Fett. You played the leader of the Pikes.
Yes. Who knew I would?
Star Wars.
Who knew when I was a kid that I would be in the Star Wars universe? You know, like, I never thought I'd be in the Star Wars universe. I made history in a small way, but it is the first time that the Pikes, which are, you know, spice traders, first time ever in live action that a Pike takes off his mask so that you actually see what the Pikes as aliens look like underneath. So I'm the first character where you see what a Pike looks
It's like
like.
before a stormtrooper, almost. You know, they never show faces there too.
Oh, well.
That's amazing. That's good.
Yeah, and that project was very meaningful.
I like the whole Boba Fett series.
Yeah, and of
It
course,
was good.
it was one of the earlier. You know, The Mandalorian came 1st, but then Book of Boba Fett is one of the earlier of the Star Wars, you know, series. And then the most memorable part for me was, of course, getting booked on it. You know, like it was super NDA and all that. And
How long? How long? I mean, how long did you have to keep it a secret?
oh, I don't know. I mean, obviously, either until it came out, but I'm just talking about even going on set, like everything, even our outfits, like we would wear cloaks just to not.
You couldn't videotape it, like.
Oh, of course not. And you still had people knowing where the studio was and trying to, you know, maybe take photos and all that. But Jon Favreau was executive producer, and I'm not sure if he's listed specifically as the director of the episode that I was on, but directly on set as an executive producer or showrunner, you know, that type of figure, he was guiding, you know, people, and his presence was known, and he did guide some of my performance as well, which was amazing because of his impact, you know, with Iron Man.
Yeah, all the models.
And there's a film I love of his called Chef, which
So that was good.
it's beautiful. Yes. And you know, of course, he was guiding, directing, and working with everyone. But you know, when we crossed paths, just like in between going to the lunch or the trailer or whatever, and he said, hey, you know, like kind of I was like a new face, you know. And so I think he was being extra. Didn't want anyone to feel like, whoa, like I'm, you know, he wants people to feel comfortable, so you give your best performance in that. And anyways, he's very down to earth, and he was talking to me.
Dude, you have a chance for a freaking Marvel then.
Hey, you know,
You already.
Jon Favreau, give me a call, you know. But we chatted for a little bit, and I love food, I love cooking, and we talked briefly about Chef and kind of what that meant. And
Did you say that, maybe?
Of course I did. Yeah. But anything related to food, I do watch. Yeah.
And the next day, after my performance and everything, and we were kind of like, the day was like a little bit more calmed down.
Yeah.
He came by and he gave me this coin, Challenger coin, and he said, "Hey, I want to give this to you. This is from me to you. This is from me to you." and it's basically like it originates, I think, from from military, like kind of which. Sorry if I'm butchering this exactly, but like you kind of know which platoon or who like like you share a coin, or like just what you've been through. But he kind of took that history, and he had, I think, experience on previous sets, and he kind of made his own, and so he gave me a Star Wars coin that I think he gives like to various people based on his connection.
Is that better than the gold medal?
Those are both significant. They're both very, very important. Like the fact that he would do that, like it was so, it touched me. But the gold medal, that was 10 plus years of blood, sweat, and tears. So, but it was a representative of, hey, like I kind of took a big step into this new realm, because that was a role on Book of Boba Fett. Where, granted, I was an alien, like you don't see my face, but.
Even though you stepped on the Star Wars.
But I was hired as guest star of that episode, and there was no action in that, and I was completely hired as an actor. Of course, I saw a lot of friends that were doing stunts like on set, and that's always great. But yeah, that was purely an acting role, guest star, and the fact that Jon Favreau took a moment to connect with me was a kind of a meaningful moment in the development of my acting career.
That's an awesome story. I want to move on to Birth of the Dragon.
Oh, Birth of the
Dragon. You were stunt double for Wong Jackman.
Yeah, Wong Jackman's character, the actor's name was Xia Yu. And I know that, hey, I was doing stunts on it. I think there was, I know some stuff about kind of the history of things, but all that being said, in terms of an experience, like it was I feel like every movie just is a training ground, or you should be already good, but it builds on a life experience, and I definitely gained a very, very valuable experience on Birth of the Dragon, and ultimately everyone that was at least on set performing and all that we all revere, respect Bruce Lee.
Sure.
And one
Not a big budget movie, right?
I mean, I think it was like 50 million or something like that. Really? 50 or 60 million. Yeah, it was like, I believe, a co-production. There was
It sounds expensive.
It's funding from China, and I don't know the details of that.
Okay.
I'm just a stunt double on that. But what my biggest takeaway on that was, I got to work with Hong Kong martial artist and actor Philip Ng. There's a amazing Canadian stunt team. There was also the Chinese side stunt team, which was the stunt coordinator. There was multiple stunt coordinators, actually. There was like the Canadian stunt coordinator.
They needed more than one.
Well, like Canadian local, and then we also had like Corey Yuan, who was the main stunt coordinator. Like much respect and love to Corey Yuan, who predominantly did a lot of Jet Li's action choreography. Well, Yuan Wuping and Corey did, a significant amount of Jet Li's action choreography. And as a matter of fact, Corey Yuan would essentially, I don't know if it's every single one of them, but essentially be contractually, or, I don't know if that's the right word, but basically brought on to every Hollywood film
Consulting, yeah.
No, he would be the choreographer for Jet Li. So, I think that's to keep Jet Li's action brand, like because every stunt coordinator might have a different style, but Jet Li kind of has a style that he's already developed. So Corey will, even if there's a different stunt coordinator as a primary, Corey will kind of go in and facilitate and help with choreography, or kind of have their own team kind of thing, just to really ensure the quality of Jet's style,
That's interesting though, because I don't notice the difference with all the fighting. It just looks good, but I don't notice the difference between Jet Li, you, Donnie Yen, when you.
Oh, hey, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, as a person who doesn't practice it and just watches it, it just looks cool for the scene. We don't know like, oh, there's his style. There's his style. I do not pick that out, but go on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So I guess I'll finish my story on Birth of the Dragon. So the biggest thing for me on that film was, they thought I was a good double for Xia Yu, and then So I arrive on set. I think I flew into Canada. It's like evening or kind of later in the day. We get there. The Canada or China stunt team. Some of them are already there. They've already developed the choreography. I think me and Philip just got there that day. Like he had flown in from. I don't know the exact details. So we were both learning the choreography that day. This is for the Bruce Lee versus Wong Jackman warehouse, like kind of final showdown. In that choreography, there must have been at least 300 beats. When I say beats, right, that's like pop, 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 dodge, block, boom, dodge, evade, kick, spinning back kick, push kick, parry, a straight blast, parry, 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 dodge, throw my own hook, boom, 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 ba, ba, up the stairs, boom, spinning wheel kick, butterfly kick, dodge, hit the post, circle around the post, go up the stairs, fight, boom, jump down. Like everything was one of these like Wing Chun straight blasts, like chain punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it was like at least like pa 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 pa, dodge, boom, kick, all this stuff. And this was the greatest challenge in terms of memorizing choreography.
Yeah, exactly.
This was like midway in my stunt career. Like I wasn't new, but I didn't feel like, some veteran that's been doing this for 20 years kind of feel. So
It's crazy. I still imagine, like, I got lost from the first one.
So I used to maybe. Okay, so Zal's gonna tie together.
Yeah.
So I used to be Jet Li's executive assistant. I worked for Jet Li as his assistant, and yeah, for a year, 1 to 2 years. Look, shy of 2 years. But anyways, I worked with them, and we were on this movie set. Was it Baisa Transor, Legend of the White Snake or something like that. Yeah, so I was on set with him, and I see him. He's in his robe. I'm just on the side, like helping out where I can, but just observing and being quiet on the side. The stunt doubles and the stunt team is showing Jet the choreography. Like he's sitting here, and they're over there showing him the movements. Boom, 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 boom. There's a little back to his chair. He's sitting there, and then they're like, "Oh, Mr. Jet Li, this is the choreography." Blah blah blah. He's just sitting there. It's like, "Show me," and they're showing him, and then he's like, "Oh, does that? Oh, okay, all right." And then he gets up, and goes with the the other stunt person and him, and then okay, walk through. Boom, 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 bam, 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 boom, boom, yep, boom, okay, boom, 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 boom. Basically, he learned it all. Like that's how veteran he is, and how sharp he is. He's sitting there. He downloads information. He goes up. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, calculate. Like, wait, what was that? A left hand? How much? So like, I was always like, I was already a martial artist at the time. Yeah, I was already a Wushu champion as well.
Holy cow.
But in this capacity, I was his assistant on set, and I was sometimes involved in some action stuff. But for the most part, like all in all, I wasn't in the stunt department. I was helping him, and I was just on the sidelines. And he was doing his thing. He's got it covered. He was doing his thing, and I always thought to myself, like, obviously I already did fight choreography and other things too, but like, can I pick that up? Like, can I? Like Quebec, there was that question.
You have your capability.
I had that question mark, and when you have that question mark, it gives you doubt. And when you are put into like a heavy scene with a lot of action, like the doubt is one extra step. It's one extra step. Like even in fighting, like if you're gonna throw like someone's gonna throw a punch, you can like slip and hit. But if you have that one extra pause, like, wait, should I slip? Oh, boom, you already get hit. So you gotta have that. It's like an extra hesitation. So this leads back to Birth of the Dragon, where we had like 300 plus beats of choreography, and I was hired on that job, and they showed you the choreography. Obviously, I didn't sit there and just watch all 300, but my point is, in that one night, we learned like 300 beats of choreography, and me and Philip and worked through it, and soon enough we were filming it, and obviously when we were filming it, I wasn't, oh, what's this move? What's like I knew all the choreography, so. That movie, to me, like the biggest thing, of course I learned a lot. The team was great. It was it was a fun time for me, and always loved getting to travel. Canada was fun. But I knew after that, give me 300 beats, no problem. So like now when I'm on other projects, there's not even a thought in my mind, oh, can I figure out this choreography? Can I learn it or can I remember it? Yeah, like, and not having that doubt actually lets me flow better and actually lets me learn it even easier. Because I know, like, hey, 50 beats is nothing, compared to 300 beats.
Yeah.
So
Mine's at 5. Okay. What about you? What about you?
I don't know, maybe about 3.
okay. You guys are almost there. You're there 100 times more, but
Okay.
yeah.
How about Ip Man 3?
Oh my gosh, Ip Man 3. Wow. Okay, we're going
Donnie
there.
Yen now.
We're going there.
Yeah.
So Ip Man 3, when I was younger, I mean, if I go way back, of course, the Jackie Chan and Jet Li films, but kind of in my, I don't know if it was college or just like a little bit later on in my life where I was getting into the movie scene and all this stuff. Iron Man 1 and Ip Man 1 were very like significant films for me, like in the kind of the newer generation, as in like we're stepping away from 80s, 90s Hong Kong, films or whatever. Iron Man, I was like, this movie is so cool. Like Jericho, or like whatever, like that scene where he's in the desert. And that's why when I worked with Jon Favreau, that was so significant. Right.
I know. Totally full circle.
Yeah. And then Ip Man 1, when I watched it, I did feel like there had been a gap in mind-blowing wow martial arts films. Maybe I just didn't watch all of them or that many, but either way, Ip Man 1 really stood out. I mean, the score, the music, even that like you really wanted him to win because of how oppressed and beaten down they were, and Ip Man stood up for everyone. Of course, the storyline, the how you felt was a very important part, but also just purely the choreography, and like the sound design, boom, pa 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 pa. When he's like punching, when he wants, like when it's like 一个打10个 1 verse 10. So when I got this call regarding Ip Man 3, I was like, wow, like this is incredible. So ultimately, how Ip Man 3 came about for me was after working for Jet Li, kind of I did a bit of this and that, everything, for him, not just purely film. But after working for Jet Li, I decided to 100% focus on the entertainment and film scene in Asia, just because I was already out there, and so just did what I could, just really hustled in any way that I could to be on set, to just use any of my skills, like as a filmmaker or as a martial artist, as a stunt person, whatever. And throughout that time, I eventually worked with many, many different crews, different productions. People came to, I'm not like OG there, but people did eventually come to respect, like, hey, this guy used to work with Jet Li. He's also done these movies. I worked with like Feng Xiaogang. I worked with
Johnny Butt.
no, I don't think I worked with him, but I did work with Tony Leung.
Oh.
I worked with Jackie Chan stunt team. Anyways, worked with a lot of people. Also worked with a lot of great ADs and a lot of great producers. So eventually, after this couple years stint working around Asia, I worked my way back to the US. LA was always kind of like my base, my home grounds, and I was gone for longer than I had kind of planned, so I did come back. And at that point, I was just like occasionally going back and forth.
By the way, did you have them in Asia?
Most of my family like moved to the States. Okay, yeah. But I still have family, friends, Bay Area, family, friends, and friends. But anyways, ultimately, somewhat of a someone, part of the production team on Ip Man 3 reached out to me like, hey, we know a lot about you, and we know you're doing stunts, and we know you've worked with like different people. We are having a really, really hard time finding a stunt double for Mike Tyson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We asked around.
Mike Tyson was in the third one. He was this. What?
Wait a minute.
What?
He's a black.
Yeah.
Boxer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike Tyson, yes, he's one of the most
No,
legendary
but-
boxers.
He's Mike Tyson.
But he's not black.
Let me finish my story.
Okay.
You can read. I know we haven't seen the movie. Yeah.
Okay. We need to. Okay. Rewind. All right. We're having we're having a very difficult time finding a skilled, appropriate. There's a lot of things that they're looking for. It's not one thing. Like you have being in the industry, like being in the film industry, the Asian film industry, and the stunt part of the industry. There was just a lot of things that they were looking for. And it being the Ip Man franchise, it being Donnie Yen, we can't just get anyone. The level of skill, they need to match, they need to have the skill, et cetera, et cetera. So they reached out to me and said, hey, can you help us ask around? It doesn't matter where they're based. We really want to find the best, absolute best, stunt double for Mike Tyson. So I asked around the community, and I reached out to various people, and I gave them my kind of professional opinion. In the entertainment industry, there are so many people out there that want to work on films, and so a lot of people will say anything. I don't mean say anything in.
Right.
I'm not trying to really calling it now. That's I just mean if you think about certain actors per se, oh, hey, no problem. Yes, I do. I mean, people are either overconfident or overzealous, or just not sure of their own abilities, and they But having worked in Asia, I knew what level of requirements they would want and what capabilities. Again, everyone's perspective is different. One person saying hey, I think I can fight, versus another person who's been in 20, UFC fights. It's just a different perspective of this and that. Anyways, so ultimately, kind of helped them out with that, and of course I was okay, if there's, I was just at that point just go with the flow of things, just, how do I say this? I had done enough different projects in Asia and this and that if they needed me, so be it. If they just wanted a little help, hey, can you point us in the right direction? I was kind of good with that, So I did give them some recommendations. I gave them my opinion on everyone's, because I had different kind of applications on it and strengths and weaknesses. But ultimately they said hey, we would really like it if you would come out with the double, because you're familiar with obviously the language, the people, just martial arts, you know both sides of things. We'd really like it for you to come out and kind of be part of the stunt team for at least for this scene. And also this part low-key kills me, but it's not a big deal. There was a montage fight scene that they wanted me to be in against
Records.
no, it's not all about my
Okay.
no. Against the antagonist of the film, and the antagonist, he also knows a style of Wing Chun as well. So the antagonist of the film goes around using his Wing Chun and beats up a bunch of other style masters. But it's kind of a montage scene where one master maybe he's Crane style, and then boom, 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 beats him up. And then another guy maybe Tai Chi, boom, 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 beats him up. And another guy, another maybe a Hung Gar or something. Anyways, beats up and they're oh, we'd like you to be one of the actors doing to fight in that scene as well. So I thought about it. Obviously, loved, the franchise of Ip Man. So I said, okay, like if you guys need me out there and like I can contribute, then like of course, I'd be honored to come out there. So I went out there. Yuen Ping was the action director. Donnie and him have a long history. They respect each other. Yuen Ping was the action director. And Yuen Ping's stunt team and his guys, his choreographers, coordinator, double, etc., etc. Donnie Yen has Donnie Yen stunt team, which a lot of films will typically be, producer, director, and then one stunt coordinator bring on the team. But the film world, is what's beautiful about it. Every project is a unique like dish. Like you make it in your own unique way, and what works best is best. So Yuen Ping as the action director has his team that he's familiar with, and also it's his people. He can say, hey, you remember that movie, this thing? Like they have their own language. And then Donnie Yen, obviously Donnie and Yuen Ping are already like mesh very well. Like they speak the same language, but and I don't mean like, I'm getting like the body language and everything. But regardless, Donnie's gonna have his guys, like his team, so he can pull them aside. Hey, let's do this. Let's figure out this. Let's add in some more jiu-jitsu, judo, etc., whatever. He's gonna have his guys, And so I was kind of like, just like, hey, foreign stunt team, foreign guys that are here, like me, like one stunt guy and the stunt double. Like we were after a little bit of low key testing, as in just like seeing what we were about, a little bit talking to us and interacting with us, like, and also knowing that I was kind of a bridge of that I did work with Jet, I did work with Jackie, I did work, in Asia and the US. So like, anyways, after they kind of scoped us out, they're like, oh yeah, you guys are cool. Like, you guys know your stuff as well. So we were kind of like, blended in. But anyways, as I'm breaking it down, like ultimately, Donnie has his stunt team choreographers, and then Yuen Ping did. So, essentially, like, of course, they are so veteran. They've got the whole movie covered. I was primarily brought in for that scene to help just facilitate language, explanation of movements in regards to stunt, kind of stuff. And yeah, just the cultural understanding and all,
Me at consulting?
and all that. I mean,
isn't it?
well, not like technically it's some form of coordinating too. Like your stunt, like in the stunt department, there's not like stunt consultant or something. It's like it's stunt coordinating, but all the credit really goes to the Yuen Ping, and like they got it covered. But just like I worked on Birth of the Dragon, there was still Canadian side stunt coordinator. There was Corey Yuan, which was like primary stunt coordinator / brought his team from China. So like it's a melting pot of stuff for projects.
Sure.
And ultimately, like the bittersweet part was, they filmed for a period of time. I could be wrong, but like kind of like a week or so with Donnie and Mike Tyson. They got some great stuff, but it's like the love of making it even better. So they're like, okay, we're gonna add a few more days on to the shoot. Like I think it was from 7 days to 14 days or something. Don't quote me on that either, but they added days. They're like, oh, we want to shoot more to like make it better, basically, or just make it as best as it can be. And which ultimately kind of pushed the schedule, like other things changed. And that was filmed in Shanghai. And then after that, I flew to Beijing. And then like it just kind of changed the schedule with like even that montage fight and other things, like, oh, like the schedule's much tighter now. We might even cut down the number of fights or this and that. So, I mean, that would have just been a quick...
That's the bittersweet part.
It's a little bittersweet because it would have been great to exchange hands and on that film, and especially when they had kind of presented that me, it sounded fun and exciting. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, it would have been like 8-beat, pop, 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 oh, boom, bam, like out or something, something quick. But it would have been a nice little icing on the cake. But ultimately, coming full circle, working on Ip Man franchise, being super proud when I saw it come out, and yeah, Iron Man, Ip Man, films that I was very like in awe of as when I was younger, and to yeah, to kind of manifest that ability to kind of like touch, at least to be in the presence of those films while those directors or those teams were still actively creating their their films and projects, and it was awesome to be a part of and learn and kind of absorb from those projects and sets.
See the photo with him? Yoke Ping?
Yes. No, I was gonna say no. Of course, he's a legend. Yeah. Of course. Like,
More than one. Something that you won't, if one of them disappears, you got another one.
no, I mean, it was a digital photo. I mean,
You never know though. I'm just saying you always have to contact.
yeah, Yuan Ping is the ultimate legend. He brought up the legends.
A couple other things. Summer, you mentioned One Punch Man.
Oh yeah, my favorite, my One Punch Man animation
Oh, my
story is so funny.
Yeah.
Because he's so powerful that he's so bored, and you picked up the character really well.
Yeah.
This is
It's
a
hard.
fan-made thing, right? Was this a fan?
This is fan made.
It doesn't seem like it's been made.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was a
You
lot
got
of
good visuals.
love and attention to detail and
A lot
time.
of people are seeing this thing.
Oh,
It's highly regarded.
oh, thank you. So all these projects you're bringing up, they all have a important like milestone for me.
Yeah.
One Punch Man, the fan film One Punch Man, that is probably like my favorite short, like fan created or like you know what I mean, like non-studio project. And for this short, like I believe it's like 4-minute, 30-second clip, it reached probably over 50 million people. So on YouTube, it has like 25 million views, but so many other social media outlets picked it up.
Sure.
And like in the Chinese media platforms, like I saw it being shared in Japan. A Japan variety show DM'd me saying like, hey, can we use your photo or something? We're gonna like, can we have you something because there was just like segment that like, hey, look, these fan films are being created so well, and they're representing like Japanese manga or anime, and I've been a part of a bunch projects that you've just talked about, some really great projects, but despite it all, this fun 4-minute anime clip or video gets so much love. Everywhere I go, if someone is a fan of anime, I would say, like
People know it.
2 out of 3 people, or I don't know, 1 out of 3 people, they know it. Like, oh, you did One Punch Man. They don't recognize me because I got hair,
Yeah.
But
We shaped it off.
well, yeah, I shaved it. Yeah, I shaved it twice.
Jeez, that's dedication.
amazing.
That's a lot of it.
And let me tie things even in further. So I'm on the set of Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, shit.
Disney, this big production. We're getting paid the proper, full rate, big thing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting behind. I'm behind something. I'm just kind of waiting around. I think they're trying to take some like photos of me because like no, because I think it was for like potential for action figure, like just like a 3D kind of like or something like that. Something like that. Anyways,
Cool.
I'm kind of sitting back there. There's it's almost like I feel like I'm behind a stage kind of thing. Anyways, there's some people that are I think they're gaffers or something, and they were talking. We're on this Disney Star Wars set, and they were talking about, hey, do you see that One Punch Man thing? Like, oh my god, like they were talking about One Punch Man, and I was like, hey, I feel like anyways, that's just like how amazing it is that like we are on a huge Disney, huge IP, and part of the crew was talking about One Punch Man, like right there, like within earshot.
Yeah.
So that was a fun moment. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Train Dreams.
Oh yeah, this is current by Joel Edgerton's bit.
Felicity Jones.
This is a Western that's set in the 20th century.
Yes.
Chinese labor, I'm
Period.
guessing.
Chinese labor. I think this really brings us full circle to 2025.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it kind of links in with York and Asian Americans. This project is really another step, another milestone for me, and very important in, as you've heard of my other stories, but all in different ways. So I came about this film through multiple channels. Through casting, I was auditioned and went through auditions, casting, director, saw my tape. But separately, for another project that I was stunt coordinating, I was also referred in from a producer, producer to producer, like, hey, I know a guy that can act, is bilingual, like can speak Chinese, and is comfortable with movement. So again, this project was not stunt heavy, and it's primarily an acting role, right? But there is some physicality, and what the physicality is, if we know the history of like Chinese laborers in the 1900s, they faced a lot of like prejudice and discrimination, so I felt this is a very powerful and like important role for me, because I'm here to do my thing, to pursue my dreams and whatnot. But I'm also here to elevate, like our culture, the history, our heritage, and just like the community that I'm a part of, and that I'm also got a lot of love from as well. And yeah, and just to share more of our history, like as this blend of Asian American, like we grew up in the West, we speak English, but we have roots in Asia. And so this role is, well, let's talk about the film first. The film is primarily centers around Joel Edgerton's character, and it's a bit of a slice of life, as you would call it. Like it's not even completely linear. It's just he's also laborer, and it's just one, like kind of like we're just seeing glimpses of a man's life. The highs, the lows, really significant, like impactful moments, but also just the mundane moments. And when we get these little glimpses of it, like we see ourselves in it. I wouldn't imagine myself relating to a American laborer in the 1900s, and I don't look like Joel Edgerton. But when I watch the film, I'm in it. But when I'm watching it for the story itself, I'm relating because I'm not seeing all that. I'm seeing a guy who's had joys in life, pursued love, and then had dark moments, like had doubts, had moments where he's just eating some food and have just like. Yeah, like so you see this roller coaster of a life and he's not a significant guy, as in like he didn't invent electricity, or it wasn't a moment in history that he's a normal guy, but it's like
normal, hardworking.
Right.
Yeah.
If we saw 8 kind of important or like different glimpses of your life throughout different stages and ages, it would probably be very beautiful, and I'm saying everyone, you know what I mean?
It's universal.
Yeah, it's universal. So that's what I think is so beautiful. But coming back to how my role was pertinent to it is, so as he's just another one of the other jobs and days in his life, and with these random fleeting people that just pass by for a day, could be a couple of years we've worked together, or like kind of on film set, you see someone, you work together for 1 or 2 months, you don't see them for like 4 or 5 years, you see each other again on another set or in another audition room or studio, wherever, and it's like, hey, so I'm just some kind of essentially a random person at first that is part of his like team or labor, not team, but just part of
But it's a small cast.
Small it is a small cast, but I mean like in the film itself, we're just 2 guys working, I don't really even share the same language, right? But we share the same struggle in that moment, the sun beating down, the hunger, we're trying to make money for our families, for our livelihood, etc., etc. Just a glance at one another throughout that toil. Your hands are probably blistering, you've been at it for like 12 hours, right? It's the end of the day, but you're still on the clock, whatever. So we share some moments together.
You're shot in location. I'm very familiar with these areas: Seattle, Spokane, North Bend, all in Washington.
Oh yeah, very beautiful. And then boom, like out of nowhere, people just like scapegoat my character, or it's not. I don't want to like I don't want to describe like whether it's this not, but it's yeah, like these other yeah, exactly, like like it's him, like he stole this, he did this, whatever. And these like I don't want to give full spoilers, but ultimately they are extremely like they show a very dark side and very like a high level of discrimination and hatred towards the Asians that were in America. And Joel Edgerton's character sees this. He's a little bit caught up in it, but anyways, ultimately, like what he witnesses that day kind of carries with him, like on his shoulders, or it carries with him
Shows the responsibility.
throughout the film. So it kind of shows in a way like also his stance on it and whatnot, but also like at the time it was probably more accepted, like just blame this Asian guy, and so I like that the film was trying to be authentic with that time, and I do like that they bring some light to the discrimination faced with Asians in America. But at the same time, I don't feel like they're lectury and harping on it. And it is more, again, a film about, that's just a snippet of what someone who is a laborer would see at that time. So again, you're still getting a snippet of his life. What that is, unfortunately, or at least fortunately, they showcased it or brought light
It
to
showed the goodiness and also the negative aspect of a part of history.
Right.
Whereas they probably use some, what do you call those words that the Asian words that people call, they don't,
Well, you'll see. You'll see how it's regardless, like the sentiment of the time is felt.
Yeah.
And so definitely proud to be in a piece that I think is just beautifully done as a piece as a whole. Directed by Clint Bentley, who is an amazing director and a very like warm, generous director, and to infuse what I could, even though it's centered around Joel Edgerton, but when you do have your moment on screen, and your part that you might influence the film or the performance, I'm very proud to have been able to put in some of my choices, my performance. And even talking with Clint, the director, before we started shooting, he was super generous. And I say that like we had like an hour-long call before I even flew out there, and he said he wanted to explore my character. Like he could have easily been, hey, like you come in, you're working, like someone like does this discrimination on you, boom. But he was like, and you're a plot point.
Yeah.
But no, he wanted to explore. What do you have your thoughts like? This is a real human being, like let's explore further into him. And some of the things that we exchanged in this discussion and throughout, he said, I have an open line, let's communicate. The thing, because I did my homework and because of all the experience that I had built up from working on all my previous projects, I wasn't shying away like, oh, let me say my lines and be done, or let me just do my thing and be done. Like I had a thought, I had a direction, I had a vision for my character, and I felt, hey, maybe him and Joel should share a moment, since there's an impactful continuity that plays throughout, like because of what happens, like they should find some kind of bond, whether it's subtle, like doesn't have to be, hey, we're bros, but just like a shared look, a shared glance as it were, and et cetera, even in terms of like how I envision this person, like even though we don't go so into it, but I put the thought into it, and I think at least I try to portray it, is this is not just some Chinese guy that just gets beat up and thrown away or whatever. This guy probably has his own hopes and dreams. He's probably bold to some capacity to come across this like such a long way,
just to be like
away from his family, all to go that far away from his family and his loved ones.
Yeah.
And like, like how strong must he have been to go like on a unknown voyage where you could probably die on the way there, and then
Integration story.
yeah, and how much love he has for whether it's his wife, girlfriend, parents, who he's sending money back to. Yeah.
No, it's just the way you said
Yeah.
wife and girlfriend.
Wife or girlfriend, like whoever it may. Yeah, whatever. Where's your mind at? Where's your mind at? You know, it's a wholesome
Wholesome movie.
character. Yeah.
No, I love.
So that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's-
I love the fact that you guys have you and Joel Edgerton and other people, probably because you have to do your dialect or do your lines are in. I'm assuming Chinese.
Yeah.
Right.
Assuming Cantonese, probably.
Oh, can't be.
Yeah, so we discussed that. Wait till the movie comes out.
Yeah.
But no, I would like to, I guess, share on that is of course we know that like Cantonese would be the primary dialect. And some people did kind of come from like the Fujian province and area, and there were still different parts of China, especially in the early days, but of course primarily Cantonese speaking. I can speak some basic Cantonese from my time working in Hong Kong and stuff like that. But ultimately the director felt like what would allow me to be the most free in my performance, since I'm natively Mandarin speaker. I said, hey, we can give whatever version you'd like, but I was less constricted because with Cantonese, I think there'd still be a little blockage because it's not as, I have to do it with thought. But if I'm doing it just like without thinking, which is what lets your body be the most natural in its performance, of course, Mandarin is a little more, more free for me to like expand my performance. And also, at least just on a personal level, I thought, my parents grew up in Taiwan, and Fujian, Taiwan are close. There's like Fujian, Minanyu, like Taiyu, like Taiwanese. So, and I'm, so I have roots in kind of like Taiwan, but my grandparents are from China. So like, I felt like we were still being authentic to it. But we were conscious of that,
Sure.
And it was ultimately like he wanted the best performance, and not to get caught up in like a one specific word change or this and that, and ultimately that's the direction of that direction. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, if you don't speak the same language, your acting has to go from your coincidences or your body language. So that's actually like the Charlie Chaplin way. It's like silent, and you kind of like
right.
So that means your chemistry has to be more solid.
Oh my gosh! When you watch this, like, all the performance is in the eyes. They really say like they say that like acting is so much in the eyes, and the movie's not out yet, but when I was when I was there, the way I felt kind of in the first dramatic moment that happens to this character, I'm looking at Joel like, I'm like, do something, man. Dude, like, do something. We're coworkers. Like, what are you doing? And it's all in the eyes. Of course, like, I'm saying stuff, but with intentionally, we didn't really want him to know specifically, which doesn't matter, because his character wouldn't know what I was saying. But I'm like I'm not like, hey, help me. It's in the eyes.
The intensity of your I'm getting beat up here, dude.
And later on, when I performed with him as well, like, there's virtually like just not much else going on beyond like a look. Like the look that me and have is like that it's almost it was in some ways like every role can be challenging, of course, but like in some ways it was very challenging to not be able to verbally communicate with someone because, well, one, we don't speak the same language, and have him understand what I'm saying or kind of understand me just through my eyes. And some shots we did later on, there was literally just one shot. When I say one shot, like we might have done multiple takes, but I mean, there was, like sometimes they go like, oh, wide shot, close up, let's get different angles. No, some of those was just boom, like one shot here and like kind of like a medium-ish close-up and just go perform. Like we're not gonna cut out of this. We're not gonna give you, we're not gonna just cut to the back and give you an escape route. Like it's just on you. You're not saying anything because you're trying to communicate something to him. And it felt like to me like the pinnacle of an acting class where it's like, you know how you say like, hello, hello, hello. And you know, like different ways of, you know, like that.
Hello.
But then it was like, no, like communicate that, but just with your eyes. And I'm a physical person with the stunts and everything. Like I like to, you know, like watch out, go. You know, I like to move, and that kind of does, it's acting in terms of like a body language, you know, like seizing up. But this was like
Steady.
stillness and literally just an eyes. I mean, you could do a tilt, do little things, but it was really about the eyes, and that's like, that got emotional.
Every muscle.
That got very,
to be still.
like, that got very emotional. And you also like, you can't, even when you're still, you can't just have nothing in your performance. Like you can't just glaze over and just, okay, yeah, fall asleep, action, cut. Oh, you got it. No, like he had to feel something. I had to feel something. We had to connect with each other. So that was interesting. And another role I was very grateful for.
Yes, it's listening without sound.
Sure.
This is crazy. You want to do the 10 question thing?
No.
Wait, oh, you have? Huh?
You have 10 questions,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Okay. This is what we do for everyone.
Okay.
Where did I pick it? Excuse me.
My answer is gonna be summer for all the answers.
I know. Okay, here it is. Okay. Your favorite color?
Purple.
Sushi or Chinese?
Chinese, because it's so vast, so many options.
Yeah, I should have said Japanese or
Too late,
Chinese,
too
but
late.
yeah. Favorite boba flavor drink?
Oh, easily. 铁观音 oolong tea with non-dairy milk, 30% sugar, less ice. Wow, very specific.
Detail. Vinyl or Spotify?
Vinyl.
I did this for someone else, but I should say I did favorite Kurosawa movie because she was Japanese, but I think I'm gonna do favorite Chinese movie for you.
Okay, well, that would be a toss-up. I can't say.
Without naming the ones you worked on.
No, of course. Right, there are some that are out there, but right now I'll go with right now I'll go with Police Story because really for not just the film itself, but also what it represents and what it led to. Because like Police Story 1, 2, 3, which 3 is actually Super Cop, 4 is First Strike, which came into America, but also really it's one of Jackie Chan's pinnacle films, and I think he's also proud of it. And the connection that it brought me into the film and martial arts world. So I will say Police Story 1.
Wow. Okay. Star Wars or Star Trek? But
Star Wars.
Star Wars. So you. Okay. Movie theater or streaming?
Movie theater.
Mom or dad?
No, that's it. Both.
Yeah, you can.
Both.
Books or songs? I'm like songs.
Songs. I like songs.
Okay, last one. What superhero power do you want? I mean, you kind of like already a superhero because you know all the martial arts, but I'm just like.
Man, that's a super hard one. Yeah, that's a super hard one. What's your guys'?
Oh, I used to want to be able to see like
X-ray.
X-ray vision, but I realized I'd rather have a like super strength.
Teleportation.
Teleportation.
So you'll do more things at one time.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think my answer changes from time to time, but I literally just finished watching this anime on Netflix called Frieren, and she's a mage elf. So I mean, I literally was just watching.
Magic.
So that like the elf, they do age, but they live longer. So they do die, I think, of age, but they live way longer than like humans. So that I'm not saying immortal, because I feel like that's a whole different thing. But yeah, Elf, they kind of have heightened, abilities. They live super long, and she has a lot of mana, which allows her to cast like magic and spells. And they can fight. I mean, there's no reason they couldn't train. I mean, like Legolas, like bow and arrow, martial arts, spell, and the main thing though is just living longer. I just feel like there's so much I'd love to accomplish, do, contribute, and grow. And I could spend so much time learning all the martial arts and doing a lot more. We always wish we had more time sometimes.
Yeah, time is a luxury, and it could be a superpower if you hold time. But yeah, thank you so much, Alfred Hsing.
Yes, thanks for coming
we look
to the
forward.
podcast.
Yeah, we look forward to your train dream.
Yes,
Was it
thank
Train
you.
Dreams, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Train Dreams. That's bought by Netflix, by the way. So we have to have everybody watch it to make it the top.
Hey, yeah. I think. I mean, it's.
You'll let us know when it's released.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So it premiered at Sundance. It was purchased by Netflix, and I don't personally know the release date yet, but I'll definitely be sharing. And I just think it's a beautiful film. It's shot beautifully, beautiful story. Honored to be just a small part of it. But yeah, I think it's just a cool movie to watch and makes you think a little bit, or it's gonna bring out some of those emotions. And I think it's a good film.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned for the next episode. Pop the yolk and spread the love. Yolk is back.